So now that our project's been set up with Git, the next step is to host the source code online. There's multiple ways you can do this, but I'm going to highlight the two options here, which is one is GitHub, and the second is Bitbucket. So they're both free to use. However, if you want to host a repository privately, so it's not available to the public, that will cost money using GitHub, but it's free using Bitbucket. So since I'm going to host this publicly, for this demo I'm going to use GitHub. So if you want to create a repo, after you create a profile and get set up on GitHub, go over to repositories and click new. Then give your repo a name. So for this I'm just going to call it a demo website. And so here's the options I was talking about, so public or private. So if you choose private, you're going to have to pay for that. So just click public, as long as you don't mind this being just generally available to anyone. And for this I'm just going to skip the readme option for now and just click create. Once that's done, see there's a few options here. So we can create a new repository on the command line. So this is kind of following the example I did in the previous tutorial. But since we should already have that set up, we want to follow this step here. So simply just copy this line, go over to the command line, and paste that in. So now we have a remote repo added to our current Git project. So the way to think about this is we have one locally, which is where we already committed our one file, and then we just set up a secondary repo which is now on GitHub, and we'll refer to that as with the code name origin. So the next step, if you go back, is git push -u origin master. So you just paste that in as well. So really what we're doing here is we've established this new endpoint to our repo up here, and we set that up with the name origin. So the second line is saying push all of our code that we have committed to origin for the master branch. So if we do that, it'll ask you for your username. Mine is devx, and password. Right. So what this is just saying is that we pushed the new branch master onto origin. So from our local master branch to the origin master branch. So if we go back to GitHub now and just hit refresh, there you go. You'll see that this is our index.html file that we made. All it does is say hello internet. Alright, so now we're set up. We have a local Git repo and our remote repo on GitHub.